They say truth is power, but in a world full of masks, the truth rarely speaks first. Liars walk among us, sometimes as friends, lovers, mentors, even as reflections in the mirror. They don't always deceive with words. Sometimes their questions do the work. Because questions are powerful. They plant doubt. They twist perception, and they make lies feel like truth. Today, we'll uncover the 5 questions liars always ask, and why you should never trust anyone who uses them too often. Question 1, why would I lie to you? It sounds innocent, doesn't it? A liar's favorite weapon. The question that hides behind guilt and disbelief. When someone says, why would I lie to you? They're not defending the truth. They're defending their image. They know you've started to see cracks in their story, so they try to make you question your own judgment. Psychologically, this question flips the power. Instead of them explaining themselves, you start explaining why you doubt them. That's manipulation, subtle, clean, and deadly. A truthful person doesn't need to ask this, because truth stands on its own. But a liar needs you to feel bad for doubting them. They feed on your empathy, and the moment you start justifying your suspicion, they win. Remember this: when someone truly values truth, they'll prove it through consistency, not questions. Question 2, who told you that? This one is pure fear. Liars are terrified of exposure. And this question isn't about curiosity. It's about damage control. When they ask, who told you that? And they're not looking for clarity. They're searching for the leak, the person who might have uncovered their lie. This is the moment when their calm breaks. You'll notice their tone shifts, eyes narrow, posture stiffens. They want to trace the threat, not face the truth. Human philosophy teaches us something ancient here. Truth seekers ask to understand. Liars ask to survive. And the one who seeks survival through deceit always exposes himself when fear enters the room. If you ever hear this question too soon, before they even deny what you said, understand this: they already know it's true. Question 3, don't you trust me? The emotional trap. The most seductive question in a liar's arsenal, because it attacks the heart, not the mind. Liars know that guilt is stronger than logic. When they say, don't you trust me? They're not asking for reassurance, they're commanding it. They want you to feel like the bad person. They want you to think that your suspicion is betrayal. In philosophy, this is called reversal of virtue, when the deceiver claims moral high ground over the honest. They make you believe that doubt is evil, when in reality, doubt is the first step toward wisdom. Trust isn't built by demanding it. It's earned through alignment between words and actions. And anyone who needs to ask for it constantly has already broken it. Question 4, are you calling me a liar? Now the mask cracks. Here comes the pride, the ego that can't bear to be seen as false. When a liar asks, are you calling me a liar? They're not asking for clarity, they're starting a defense war. They use aggression to silence your observation, because confrontation makes them uncomfortable. So they flip it. Now, you have to defend your tone, your intention, your respect. You see, the human mind hates conflict. So when someone turns truth into an argument, most people back down. That's exactly what the liar wants. In ancient Stoic philosophy, this is called emotional warfare, using offense as defense until the truth fades under noise. The wise man stays silent here, because arguing with a liar is like fighting smoke. You'll only choke yourself. Question 5, can't you just forget about it? This is the final stage, the liar's desperate escape. When they can no longer convince, they try to erase. Can't you just forget about it? A simple phrase that carries the weight of denial, guilt, and fear. They know the lie is collapsing, so they appeal to your mercy. They make you believe that forgiveness is peace, when in reality it's avoidance. But here's the truth. Forgiveness without truth isn't peace, it's paralysis. And if you forgive lies too easily, you're teaching the liar that deception works. The Stoics would say, to forget is easy, to learn is wisdom. So, don't forget, learn, grow, and recognize the patterns that protect your soul. The philosophy of deception. Lies aren't just words, they're reflections of weakness. People lie because they fear judgment more than they value truth. They lie because they crave acceptance, validation, or control. But in every lie, there's a small confession. I am not strong enough to be real. Human philosophy teaches us that truth isn't loud, it's patient. It doesn't chase, it doesn't prove, it just exists. And sooner or later, everything falls apart. Not by exposure, but by its own weight. The ancient philosophers knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple words. Eternal wisdom. So when you meet a liar, don't argue, don't hate. Simply observe and walk away with your peace intact. Because your silence will echo louder than their stories. Closing narration. Remember, truth is not a weapon. It's a mirror. It doesn't destroy liars. It reveals them. And in that revelation, your clarity becomes your power. Liars will always exist, in society, in relationships, even within yourself. But the wise man doesn't chase every falsehood. So guard your mind, speak only when needed, and never trust a question that feels like a trap. Because some questions are not meant to be answered. They're meant to expose the one who asks them.